The villain is that little voice in your head. It's that little asshole in the back of your head. It's like, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. I don't know about that. Whatever. Like all that shit. Everybody has that little tiny feeling in the back of their minds. Like, can I really do this? Am I really good enough? I've never seen anybody do this before. How do I know what makes me think that I am great enough or good enough or like I deserve this? Like it's always there and it's always going to be there. You just have to continually get stronger and continually fight it. I want to say it's like this old Native American story or something like that. I don't remember what it is. I got just a lot of random shit that I don't remember where I got it from. But basically says there's a dad talking to a son. He's telling them like every person has two wolves that live inside of everyone. Everybody has two wolves inside them. They're constantly at battle. One of them is evil. It's full of anger and jealousy and spite and negativity. It's evil. It's bad wolf. Bad wolf. Then there's a good wolf. This good wolf is humility, it's abundance, it's caring, it's loving, it's nurturing, it wants to grow, it wants to succeed, it wants to be great. He said there's two wolves. These two wolves are always at battle. They're constantly going at it back and forth with each other. The son was like, okay, well, which wolf wins? And the father says, whichever one you feed, whichever one you give attention to, whichever one you focus on, whichever one you nurture, you maintain, and you pour into, that's the one that's going to win. Gerald Ford or Thomas Edison, somebody, I don't remember who said it. I told you, I just got like random shit that I know, but I don't remember where I got it from. Henry Ford, I don't know, Gerald Ford. Henry Ford, I think it was him. He said, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. We are a lot more capable of shit than we realize. It low-key, high-key bothers me that people don't understand how powerful thoughts and words really are. The power behind the thoughts we have, the power behind the words we have, the words we say, the actions we take. Like, there's so much power in that shit. When you wake up every day and say, I can't do this, I don't feel good, I don't feel like it. Like, you're literally putting yourself in a box of can't do shit, a box of won't do shit. But really, nothing's stopping you except you. Nothing is keeping you from being great except you and the limitations you put on yourself. So when when your thoughts are going crazy, thinking about all the what ifs, oh, it could go wrong, it could be bad, stop that shit. Like, literally just stop that shit. If my mind has the ability for it to like lead me down that far of it going wrong, where can it go if it goes right? Where can it go if this all goes extremely well and does really, really good? Start reframing those thoughts. Stop letting your mind get carried away with hella unnecessary thoughts, hella unnecessary situations. The reason we have evolved is because we're able to adapt to dangerous situations. And by being able to adapt to dangerous situations, we have to be able to understand when a dangerous situation might be present. For example, if back in like thousands years ago, if I was out hunting in the forest and I heard bushes shake, heard them rustle, that could mean that there's a potential tiger or some type of animal in that bush that could jump out and kill me. If I wasn't aware of that, I died. So in order to stay alive, in order to be prepared, in order to continue living, I had to be aware of all these situations and constantly on guard to make sure I survived. The same thing is going on today. It's just a little different. Instead of trying to make sure we don't get ate by a tiger, now it's trying to make sure we don't get embarrassed, we don't fail, we don't get let down, we don't get hurt emotionally. Like, we have different defenses, but it's still the same defense mechanism. Our mind is racing way ahead of us to be like, well, what if this? Well, what if this? Well, maybe this might happen. What if this happens? And 9 times out of 10, that shit doesn't happen, because life really isn't that wild. It's not that crazy. Life is fucked up. Life is crazy. But our day-to-day, our average everyday life, the social media shit, all this shit is very like regular. Very, very not super exciting at all. We have that defense mechanism in place, and it just keeps us from like doing all these great things because we're constantly on the lookout for situations where we might be embarrassed, might be talked about, might be ridiculed, might be criticized, might be condemned. Like, we're just constantly looking for these things. If you're able to flip that and turn it into, well, what if it goes well? What if it does really well? What if people love it? What if people want more of it? Like, if you're able to flip it and look at it from always look at it from that perspective, you're able to feed the right wolf. You're able to do things you never thought you were able to. You're able to take yourself to those next levels, those higher levels, those different steps that you never thought was possible, just because you stopped caring and stopped being scared of the what if and the possibilities. You stopped feeding that wrong wolf. You started focusing and nurturing the right one. A lot of what you consume, a lot of what you watch, listen to, read, whatever, a lot of that shit feeds into which one you're feeding. A lot of that affects your day-to-day, your mental, how you talk about yourself, how you think about yourself. So just as a word of advice, just like be very aware of your timeline and the content you consume, the stuff you listen to, the books you read. Just be very conscious of everything that you let into your mind, because all that shit comes back into play at some point or another.